Hey Collective, I thought I'd just hop on really quick. I had a download. I think it was late last night. Not sure. Someone's wondering if their ex or the person they're with, I don't know how it's working out right now, but they're wondering if there was a car accident that happened, and they're wondering if that was a setup. What I was told is yes, it was. Like, that was a setup. Essentially, the way that it was worked out is this person saw you before you got into the accident, correct? They knew that their goal was to make you mad. They were successful in that, which resulted in the car accident. However, they had already sacrificed you. Essentially, they had already made that agreement. Yeah, and essentially, if they would have been victorious with you, like if you would have not made it through the accident, they would have received whatever it was that they were sacrificing you for. Because they didn't, they then had to do something even further. So what I'm understanding is if there was something that was supposed to take place earlier before the car accident with you, that if they couldn't get you to do whatever it is, as long as they could get you angry, get you mad, and get you in your car, like get you angry before you got into your car, get you angry, because then that whoever that is that set this up, even if you were out at a club, is what I'm getting. Like, there's the energy that you were out at a nightclub. Even if you were out at a nightclub, this person was directly aware that the goal was to get you upset. They would use your energy then, and I'm understanding that in the moment when you got upset at the nightclub, that was when they called whoever the root worker was, because they had to confirm that you were angry or you were upset or you were mad. Like, you had to be upset, pissed off, something like that for this to even work, for this to even go down the way it's supposed to. So that was the first thing. Like, make sure you get him upset and get him in his car, and that he gets going. So that was the person's goal. You not actually passing away in the accident meant that they had to continue. So basically, at that point, what was the next goal? What was the next thing that this person had to do? They had to keep you attracted to them. They had to keep you attracted to them, and they had to keep you giving them money. So they had to keep you in this King of Wands, where you felt as though they were they basically wanted you to focus on nothing but your career. They wanted you to be mature and career focused, but not have any room for this. So it's like, keep them in this and not have any room for an Ace of Cups. This is the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like, let there be no potential for a romantic relationship of any sort. And so that's what this person was able to do. It was like, okay, as long as you get this person upset, if they don't unalive themselves in this car accident, we will be able to bind this person to you through their anger and then the accident, because that's a lot of emotions and it's going on for quite some time. It's not like you hit the person in the accident and it's over. It's like an hour or so later, you're still dealing with standing there looking at the accident scene and, stuff like that, exchanging information, and, if an ambulance has to get called, those type of things. So that was essentially how they put you into this binding situation. That was how they bound you, was through that relationship and that car accident. Yep. They were knowing that as long as because you wouldn't get upset or angry or whatever it was that caused you to leave if you weren't heartbroken for this person. So they knew, okay, if you can get this person angry and into the car, or pissed off at you, then essentially once they hop into that car, it's good to go. As long as they're heartbroken over you, yeah, and being defensive towards you about, anything, it would cause them to overextend themselves. Like, whoever you are, it would cause you to overextend yourself emotionally in that moment. And what happens when your emotions are out of control. So they knew as long as they did this was a good, surefire way to do it. Yep. I'm getting someone might have been alluded to this, because typically this is like the moon card, right? Because the moon card and the fortune cookie card are almost the exact same photograph here in this deck. But I feel like what happened, Miracles don't need explanations, right? So if you made it through that accident and you're not hurt and you're not, jacked up and you're, you know, capable of moving forward, that indeed is a grateful thing to be, experiencing, right? In addition to that, how to get out of this binding. That's what I think is the biggest thing right now, because it's that fortune cookie with the three of swords. Is this person? Yeah, they want to bind you to even a lack mindset is what I'm hearing here. But it's wild though, because instead of the illusion card coming out, it's actually the fortune cookie. So I get, like, even though their attempt was to make you feel as though you were, facing hard times, maybe going through the rejection of the past relationship, maybe even being, a little bit down in the dumps, a little bit depressed even. So they were just counting on all of those things to keep you bound to this person after that ritual. Yeah, maybe this is something you've been holding back, acknowledging, or even wanting to really know about, because it would only, further intensify your feelings of pure dislike, pure distaste, pure, disappointment. Yeah. This is coming out. This is a Hermit in reverse. It's like maybe you were holding out for a small piece of hope that this person had, went in and wasn't really up to the things that they're actually up to. Like maybe you were legitimately hoping that this person would have been, healed enough to not be doing those types of things. But this person is very much still having faith in, that betrayal and deception and those type of things are a good reason. That's what this person feels like. Betrayal and deception and those types of things are reasons, are good reason. Like, oh, I just want to betray this person. Oh, I just want to deceive them. That's enough reason. It's just the fact that they want to. Maybe you're starting to realize that. Maybe that's what you've been thinking about the most. Maybe that's the biggest part of everything that you've experienced so far. That's kind of giving you the most, like, feeling of discontent within your own self. But I don't think you should hold yourself accountable to what other people attempted to do they didn't get away with it. Whoever this is, you are wondering if your friend had anything to do with it. Like, you're starting to wonder, like, okay, because this is the Three of Cups and it was kind of like off to the side. So you're kind of wondering, it went right over the Victory and the Ace of Pentacles. So you're kind of wondering if maybe were there any friends that were involved that may have thought that, oh, like if this is victorious, then I can get my piece in too. What I'm seeing here is I don't see anybody that was really, egregious about it, except for maybe some past love energy, like maybe some, ex of yours. That's the only energy I see right here. It's the Chariot in reverse. So I feel like because I asked a specific question about friends and it brought out Three Cups. It's like, even if this person ain't friends with the people, they wouldn't get involved in something like that. They don't do that. Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, see, it's the Four of Wands. They're holding back. Yeah, they wouldn't even get involved in that. So I don't think you have anything to worry about as far as the friends, your homies. But when it comes to this female, yeah, you really gotta, take a look at that over there. Yeah, what I'm seeing here is like that cycle needs to be completed. Like you need to, go ahead and get rid of that, whoever that is. Like that's, I feel like this is like the last something in the bucket or something like that. It's like the last, I don't know, it's like the last one in the bucket, or it's something, seeming some kind of energy. But yeah, anything else we need to know about this car accident? Oh, I hear that. How long had this been planned? What I'm understanding is there was somewhere else that you were going. They knew in their heart of hearts that if you were leaving from the location that they were at, and you weren't going to stay in the energy of like making them jealous with other females that were right there, etc., etc. Whoever this feminine energy is that pissed you off at the club before you got into that accident, or on the phone before you got into that car accident, whatever it is, however it went down, this person was kind of banking on oh, this person knew, like in their mind, they knew that they were stopping you from going somewhere that you wanted to. Like somebody else, there was somebody else that you had been thinking about for some time, and you were headed towards that person. And that was only thing on that person's mind was making sure that you never made it there, which you didn't because you got into that, because you got into that car accident. So that was this person's purpose. They just didn't want you to get to where you were going. Ooh. They wanted you to think that it was the person that you were going towards that was the reason why you got into the car accident. However that works. Like, even if they just, I don't know how you would think that someone that you've never interacted with has actually had some, I don't know. But nonetheless, I don't know. It's so funny because if I feel like all of these people doing all of this like actual spell work, like doing spell work and not just thinking positive in their own mind and their own right and moving in that energy every day and exercising and eating healthy and things like this, you know, and saying positive things to people that they really mean and not just because they feel like it's a good thing to do. Like, you know, like you really did like that person's, you know, tie. It's not because you felt like, you know, that person needed some encouragement. Like, I don't know, but they wanted you to think that the person that you were going towards when you left from the scene wherever they were in a mad rush because you was pissed off, they wanted you to think that that is the reason why you got into that accident. That they knew that that would keep you in their head longer than you needed to, because that's how they were making sure of that. So as soon as you left and got into your vehicle, it was, he's mad and he just left in his car. Okay, let's go ahead and send out that energy, send out the for the car accident. Like, okay, it's almost like the person was there waiting and knew that you guys would be meeting up this evening, and they were just kind of sitting waiting with all the supplies and were like, okay, perfect. And then they started, you know, throwing in the splash of this and a dash of that. Look, this person knew that you were going towards someone else. They knew you were going somewhere else that was going to completely and totally like put you in the right way, because the temperance don't come out. It was going to bring a tower to them though, so that's what they didn't want. So anything else about this car accident? The friends were not involved. It was just the female. She had the root worker on speed dial. The root worker knew when y'all was going to look. That moon card came out just to let you know. Just to let you know. Okay? Let that be your confirmation to whatever illusions you were under. If you thought this was somebody else, I don't know. Let that illusion be dried up now. Okay? Whatever illusion they tried to make to you about your 10 of cups, where your happiness lies. That's some good looking caviar. That's the second time I done seen this picture, and I'm like, that's some good looking caviar. But anyway. I guess it's maybe all this, like the sparkly stuff I keep seeing. Yeah. So whatever you were moving towards, keep moving towards it, because it looks like now that you know so much, it's like hard for you to even resist, you know, what it is that you really want, because you know so fully that what everything that went on in your past that tried to keep you from it. So I hope that this has been helpful and insightful in some way, shape, or form, and I will catch you on the next one later.